Welcome to another Fast Tech video. Before we start, please go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. In this one, I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace the internal battery on a PS5 DualSense controller. The battery and the FastTech Pro Auto Kit, which we're going to be using, are available at fasttechstore.com. Links are going to be in the description box and the top comment. The FastTech Pro Auto Kit is an automatic screwdriver that not only disassembles your PS5 DualSense controller, but your PS5, your Xbox, your Apple, iPhone, MacBook, you name it. Links are going to be in the description box, and you can use the coupon code YouTube for a discount. After a few years of use, or even few months, depending on how much you play, the internal battery on these PS5 controllers, since they're lithium-ion batteries, they start to die. So what's going to happen if you have a dead or dying PS5 controller battery is the controller's only going to turn on if a USB cable is plugged in, but as soon as you remove the cable, the light is going to turn off. And that's how you tell if you have a dead or dying battery in your PS5 controller. We're going to need to disassemble this controller to do this. We need to remove the trim at the front, this black trim here, and we're also going to have to remove the L1 and R1 buttons. We're going to use a pry tool from our FastTech Pro Toolkit, which is not included with our FastTech Pro Auto Kit, but it's a standalone manual version of this auto kit. The auto kit does not include the pry tool, so you have to buy the manual version of the FastTech Pro Toolkit if you want the pry tool. It also has a metal pry tool in that kit as well for more heavy-duty applications. We're going to stick our pry tool right around here behind the R1 button, with the hook being on the side of the R1, and we're just gonna lift up the button like that. Do not worry, you're not gonna break it. Same thing with the R1. Like that. Now we're gonna have to remove this black piece of trim at the front. We're gonna run our pry tool at the bottom right here. We're just going to start lifting up. Same thing here. Just lift up. Now we're going to do the same thing at the front. Like that. And once you have it removed this much, you can lift it up from the bottom. And then just lift up. And then just lift it up from the bottom. Here, and then just disengage the clips here, and this piece is going to come off. Now at the top where we removed the L1, R1 buttons, there are two Phillips screws hiding in there. We're going to switch to a Phillips bit in our FastTech Pro Auto Kit, but we're going to need a smaller Phillips bit. A size 0 or maybe even a size 1. And then we're gonna remove these screws with the press of a button. And that's one of the best things about this FastTech Pro Auto Kit. Not only is it automatic, it's also magnetized at the ends to catch your screws. This toolkit is gonna save you a lot of time, guaranteed. There's two more screws at the bottom behind that trim that we removed. At this point, we should be able to separate the back of the controller from the front like this. And there's also these two clips that we have to disengage. You should disengage these clips here first before you disengage these. That way the controller doesn't automatically close. Because with these clips open, now there's enough pressure on these clips to not automatically go back into place, which does happen. Now we're going to separate the back of the controller from the front, like that. Once the back's separated, we have access to the battery. We're gonna lift up the battery like this and remove the cable that connects it to the logic board of the controller. Now there's a few ways of removing this connector. There's the off-white part, that's part of the logic board, which a lot of people pull that piece out while trying to remove this connector. So be very, very careful not to do that. You only want to pull out the white part of the connector, which is part of the battery, and the off-white part is part of the logic board. A lot of people try to grab the connector from the side and then wiggle it and lift it up like this, which works, but a lot of you people mess this part up because you'll grab it by the off-white part and then rip this piece out. So what I recommend for most noobs is that you guys grab all of the cables at the same time. Now I know some of you are going to say that's a bad idea. It's only a bad idea if you pull one individual wire at a time. Then the connector breaks because you're going to pull this wire out because there's not enough evenly distributed force amongst all of them. But if you grab all of the wires at the same time, it's super easy to lift out. Much more easy than the first way that I showed you how to do it. So those are the two ways to remove that connector. I'm just emphasizing this part more because I don't want you to break your logic board. This is the battery right here. It's an LIP 1708, and we sell these on our website at fasttechstore.com. This controller is the first gen PS5 controller, but the batteries are the same on both first gen and second gen PS5 controller. And we sell these on our website, as I mentioned earlier, fasttechstore.com. This battery is a 1560 milliamp per hour. And we also sell upgraded versions of these batteries that have higher ratings and higher capacity. Now we're gonna get our old battery out of the way, and we're gonna install our new FastTech battery. This is an OEM battery, but like I said, we sell aftermarket batteries as well, and ones that have higher rating than this and higher capacity. So check us out at fasttechstore.com or fasttech.ca or fasttech.us. So now we're going to install our battery in this controller. We're going to install the connector. The connector only goes in one way. You got to make sure that the holes on the pins are facing this side here as they are on the connector. All right, the black wire should be facing north, should be facing this way. And we're gonna slip the connector in and then just push it down. You're gonna feel it go in place, and as you can see, the black wire is facing up. That's the correct orientation. There's a place where you can tuck the cable underneath right here. You tuck the cables like that, and at this point you want to hold on to the battery, flip it around, press the PS button, and make sure that the controller is turning on. And as you can see now, when I press the PS button, the blue light comes on, and that means that the controller is turning on. And now we can start reassembling this controller. We're gonna grab the back plate. We're gonna slide the triggers through like that. Make sure they go through, and then clip everything in place. The bottom clips, make sure they're pushed in like that. Now we're gonna start putting the screws back in. And since the FastTech Pro Auto Kit is magnetized, it's gonna make our job a lot easier, and also that we don't have to turn any screws. All you gotta do is put it in, press a button, and that's it. Links in the description box for this toolkit. This is an automatic screwdriver that is gonna save you time and money, unless you do that. This side wasn't clipped in, so I clipped that in properly. Now I'm gonna put the screw in. That's why I wasn't lining up. Now it should, like that. 2 more screws at the bottom here and here. Now we're gonna stick the R1 and R2 buttons in. You just gotta pop them in place, line it up, and then push it down. Just like that, super easy. Same thing with the L1. Like that, push it in, boom. Final piece is the trim at the front. These pieces at the front, they go in like this. They go inside. And then you're gonna slide the analog sticks through. Like that. Push it in a little more like that. And then push the trim in place like that. And now our controller is fully reassembled and the battery's been replaced. And again, if you need the battery or the FastTech Pro Auto Kit, which is going to save you a lot of time with your electronics disassemblies, and at the same time you get to support the channel and the business, check us out at fasttechstore.com or check the links in the description box and the top comment. I'm going to turn the controller on one more time and verify that the light comes on, and that means that the controller is working. fasttechstore.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends, comment in the comment section if you have any questions. This is Shiroz from FastTech, and I'll see you in the next one.